Alright, time for Judgment Retrial Map 9. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, I'm just gonna give a little announcement, okay? And that's one of the earlier levels, okay? So don't get mad at me when I'm bad at fighting the purple flyers, okay? This secret's so interesting because it gives you access to that area early, but also it's not even a good idea to go down there, in my opinion. Yeah, in my opinion, I kind of got away with it, playing pretty badly through not that hard of a level. Ammo is a little bit tight as far as these maps go, but I was just getting hit too much. That was a fairly common way. Oh, also the gauntlet thing, it makes a little explosion, it doesn't hurt you. It's a really cool, probably MBF using feature. If this was like, I think if it wasn't like Razik making this, he'd make like a dozen maps with that item as the focus, instead of it just being a cool thing. And I kind of appreciate not having a melee equipment and just having this as an option, and only using it every so often. So yeah, like I was talking about in my last video, really, the chain gun is just really good. Right? Once you make it just a little bit faster, it gets viable in times you normally use a super shotgun. And especially in the case of just having a shotgun and not super. Anyway, making the bullet weapons better is a pretty common thing map makers have. I don't think it would have been a good idea in the original Doom, by the way. I think a lot of times it works for these custom sets, but if you had it in the original Doom, it wouldn't be fair. It would be too much. Anyway, a lot of them, what they'll do is make the pistol, quote unquote, the weapon 2 replacement, faster and always accurate, whereas they'll make the chain gun have a wind down time, so you're committing to using it a little bit more. Also, just want to point out a time where having vertical look, free look, would make this section easier because I have to like manually put myself at the right angle. And we're not getting vertical auto aim at that range. Alright, we got our rad suit secret. Always trying to shoot along the parallel when there aren't that many enemies on the ledge. Focusing on that pain elemental, the pinkies are like such a low threat. Could be wrong about this, but I think the pinkies have a hard time dropping down off that small ledge. I don't know, they looked okay. Yeah, I think that's just, that's baloney, is what they'd call that. Yeah, they're fine going down the ledge. Oh, I should give, yeah, just trying to clear everything out, you know? I'm not even going to comment on that beyond saying if you're like half watching, you should rewatch the last 30 seconds. Not epic gameplay, just pretty funny. Alright, here we go. Reminder again, I'm not used to fighting the new enemies at this point in the map set. Also, I really like the new Barons. I'm gonna say it like every time, but the new Barons are so good. Just a little bit more aggressive, it makes such a difference. Oh boy. There only being a handful of Revenants here makes it possible to take that so aggressively. Remember, I'm not good at fighting the custom enemies at this point. It's only map 9. I'm sure if I replay... Ooh, this is a cool secret. I'm sure if I replayed this nowadays, I'd feel a little bit more comfortable against the bat enemies and the purple flyers. Who, by the way, really nice additions. I'm gonna say it every time because it's true. It just works really well where Doom doesn't have low health flyers. And what do you know, these are low health flyers, projectile enemies. And they all fill different roles. The Kako one is basically just the Kako, but faster. The purplish guy, I think of him more like a Baron. He shoots a fast projectile. And that's it. Though it does bounce, which is pretty cool. I like that for the flyer. I don't think every flying enemy should have it, but it's cool that some of them do. And then the last one is the bat, which is just great. The bat it shoots Revenant fireballs, and all of them die to one super shotgun. Why don't I have the super shotgun, by the way? Did I just forget to pick it up? Oh, it hurts, you know? Because at this point, I've played 34 maps of, like, me speaking currently. Have played 34 maps of this map set, all of them. So I have a decent amount of experience with these guys. But when I was playing, you know, this is still kind of getting used to it. I'm not sure how much health they have. I'm not sure how fast they are. I'm still not really sure what's going on with the stuff behind this door. I think something I didn't realize at that point was that in this map set, you can actually shoot that map object, the decorative guy on a spike thing. I didn't realize that. That's a good choice that took me like 3 deaths to do. Just shoot him with a plasma. Sometimes that's what you gotta do. Sometimes you have to shoot the Mancubus. I really need to get it out of my head that using plasma ever is a mistake. It's good. And I think, truthfully, I've taken a bit of a break from Doom in the past, like, year after no SB2. I'm sure you've noticed. And only in the last maybe month or two have I been playing more Doom. And I think that'll help with getting rid of some of the bad habits, you know, a bit of a time break. And I feel like it has helped because I am using plasma a bit more. so sneaky. Like, Ravik knows that in an environment like this, it's particularly hard to see. Also, if I can let you in on some, like, trauma, one of those shotgunners, I saw a little more red than I anticipated, like just now, and I was like, is that a Scythe 2 Evil Marine? Obviously it's not. Okay, I think I'm, like, actually just dumb. I could have taken that Soul Sphere. Again, at this point, I wasn't super familiar with this map set. You can shoot the dude on a spike things and then walk through it because it loses opacity, I guess. Collision, and you can walk through it. Special thing for this set, which is a really cool detail. It's, like, unsettling to me as someone who's played a lot of Doom. What is there? I'm trying to hug the corner as much as possible because I don't want them running at me. There's a map I just played, and hopefully I remember to talk about it when I get to it, where I did the opposite. I tried giving the Vial as clear of a path as possible so he'd run directly at me, which is honestly what you need when you're shooting rockets at the guy. This horizontal auto-aim is going to make you miss if you're trying to lead your shots. So you need him to be running directly at you, and you do that by giving him that path, especially if it's along a cardinal or ordinal direction, because those are the only 8 paths enemies can go. They can either go up, down, left, right, northeast, southeast, so on. They can't go a little bit west and a little bit north. Not an option. They've got 8 choices. You have to be along those choices if you want them to run straight. In this case, though, I wanted them to approach slowly because I have lots of shotgun. And that means they need to show up slowly, but I'm not worried about the aim. Oh, yeah, I did it. Okay, I finally figured it out. Ah, there you go. You see the wheels turning. Yeah, there are just a couple, like, small details along those lines. It makes this set feel really professional. And it's not a map set that wears its, texture replacements on its sleeve. I'm sure there are a few new textures, but it's not as obvious as a lot of stuff. The changes are fairly restrained. And like I was talking about with the melee, it doesn't force you to, like, appreciate all the changes, Oh, yeah, this is gonna be ugly. Please use the plasma. Thank you. Jeez. You would think I'd be better at dodging the bats, because they're basically revenants. And, I have a perfect track record of dodging revenants. I don't even know how much damage they do, because I've never gotten hit by a revenant, Cool fight. I like how conceivably you can push out to the other side, but it's much more realistic to stay back here. Like, you have a choice. That Archvile got away with a lot. So a little note on vials before this fight. The fact that they can revive is just so interesting, because ammo-wise, it's awful. But they also deal 90 damage when they hit you, and are fast. So them stopping for a second to revive trash is good. Like, there's so much back and forth with that mechanic. Is it good? Is it bad? How good is it? When is it good? It just plays out really well. In that case, it was good, and it helped me plasma him without getting zapped. Anyway, back to the Cyber Demon in an open space where he can't go to the middle, so I'm gonna, like, baby it and take a really long time to kill him because I'm scared. Oh, these shadow dudes. Let's see some epic gameplay of me spraying and praying. Oh no. This is such scaredy cat behavior. I got a burst fire here. Also, Ravik, I appreciate that you gave them a decent amount of mass so they don't go flying off into the distance when they get hit. I appreciate that. Looking at you, Jean Romero and Akakos. Looking at you, especially you, Eric friend of the stream. I've never met Eric but we all cherish Eric here. But we know the Afrits don't have enough mass and they fly away. It's tedious sometimes. I wonder if that was the intended method, because the Cyber Demon is like clearly not tall enough to exit this area. So the main thing I'm worried about here isn't like the Cyber himself, but rather remaining shadow dudes that are gonna block me, and then I get zapped by the rocket when I'm stuck. Alright. This was a really cool like detail map, and I like how it flowed together at the end. It had a lot of different types of fights. Like small confined areas, large areas with small individual interaction, good enemy variety. You know, there's a lot of good stuff there. My gameplay was like bad, but you know,